If you just joined us, this is a live broadcast with regards to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 365 days in administration. How far so far? The last time, before we went on that break, we were actually talking to Ahmed, who is a political analyst, and we also had Atiku Abubakar, who is a public affairs analyst. But then now we have Venerable Fadoju Nelson, who is a veteran journalist, joining us with, also we still have Atiku Abubakar still here in the studio. Welcome, Fadoju Nelson. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, so now let's because I will start with you, because this my first question actually concerns us as journalists. Now, looking at the last 365 days with regards to press freedom, how it's been, how far so far, we've seen how much journalists have been taken, whisked away. Sometimes they've been kidnapped, and then there was a protest, and you had Daniel Ojuku, who was taken away, returned back. You still have the newspaper reporter at First News, Olusegun Olatunji, who was taken away but then returned back, even though later he had to resign and all of that. But with regards to all that has happened, two questions, and I'd like you to unbundle them in one breath. One, how has press freedom been in the last 365 days? Remembering what we used to have in the days of former President Buhari, that when he had La Mohammed as his communication minister. That's one on the side. Then secondly, there's we saw the report coming from the spokesperson of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Bayo Ononuga, and Ajurin Galali. Bayo came out to say that the president will be having a meeting with the House of Representatives, with the National Assembly today. But Ajurin Galali came out to give, and he categorically stated, and I quote, he talked about that that message coming from, he called it malicious and falseful, from the same administrator. Why do we have this controversy? These two questions, quickly touch on them.
First and foremost, I want to greet all our viewers at home or wherever you are viewing us. We used to say in journalism or broadcasting that facts are sacred. But when you see a government where there is commotion, this is the outcome of whatever that will be coming out of it. And then the moment you fail to allow for freedom of information as it should be and as it is entrenched in the Nigerian Constitution, even most especially if we look at chapter 4, human rights, during democracy, then it means that probably one will want to prefer the period of the military boys, one way or the other. I wouldn't know why. It is one thing that you see most appointees at times play to the gallery. Not everything doesn't come from either the president or the head most of the time, but they want to impress, and in trying to do so, they are injuring the administration in power. That is what is usually happening one way or the other. When we are talking about democracy, yes, that is not to say that everybody should have freedom to do whatever they like. That is not what we are saying. But as far as journalism is concerned, or the journalists, so far, we are the one that is helping democracy. Even during military era, it is journalists, broadcasters, communicators that are helping them. Without them, they will be in darkness. But it is just a pity that the moment they get there, having helped them to get there, then they will continue to use our head as baiting one way or the other. It shouldn't be so, because even the journalists they arrested, what have they found in them? Lies upon lies. They should allow journalists, broadcasters, communicators to do their job the way it is done. We are in between the government and the people. It is not only just as the security people, either the police and so on, they have their own role to play. journalists have their own role to play, broadcasters have their own role to play, commentators have their own to play. Okay. It is then government can be well positioned properly, because it is the journalists that are the bottom level of the people, whereby they know what is happening all around. Those people are the so work. Even the moment a minister is sworn in or a commissioner is sworn in, more or less, in fact, they used to say that they are in bondage, that they have been caged, and so on like that. But we go all around, knowing what is happening from one state to another. We are giving feedback. They should listen to us. So that within the last 2 months, arresting the 4 journalists, what sin have they committed? Not at all. They will only continue to give flimsy excuse. And one thing that the president should take cognizance of is that if they continue to allow this type of a situation to go on, it will mar his administration. All right. So if you're giving on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, to rate this administration's activities with regards to press freedom, what would be your rating? I will give 5. 5 looks good. Not so. Average. Average is good? No, that's just the average. It should be 7. By now it should be 7, because if they know, as I said earlier on, the work and the position, the standing of media people in the country, then they should know that when we are doing our job, they should not be disturbing us. If we are found wanting, yes, and then there is a way. The caveat there is that they report us or they sue us. We meet in the court together. That is the best way out. Human right, freedom, but by imposition, what does not happen? Telling lies. Then you want to play that yes, you are working, that is the security people, and then just arrest somebody that has not run foul of the constitution. No. You will be denying the administration the next opportunity. All right, if you can help us, even as we begin to round up, before I go to Atiku Abubakar, in the last 365 days, with all of the cabinet members that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed, how far would you rate their activities? From, in fact, most people will say, at some point, I think at some point I was even looking at if we even have a minister for some ministries, because they look like they are not there when you want to see them, when some other persons are all up in our faces every time. So this administration have been bashed for having the most number of ministers, but like they say, it is not by the numbers, it is by the capacity. So how would you rate their activities, especially all of the ministers that he had? In the very first instance, I think before now we only have about 30-something ministers, but now the president has increased it to 45. You see, in Yoruba parlance, I will just describe it. They say that when a person has more than 32 teeth, that it is no teeth. Oh, wow. Because they are too much and too many. That is exactly what is happening. We thank God that we can pick. Yes, the AGF is trying. Even with the recent local government something that has taken the 36 states to court. Yes, we can also place Bumetuji Ojo of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Today I was just reading a newspaper where they say that probably within 2.5 hours you will get your passport. Right. This is exactly what they give it to your house. Exactly. They will bring it, you can see. So if all others, yes, we can, it seems as if probably Boko Haram EU or prison, I praise the effort of the military by going there. Intelligence matters a lot. Oftentimes, I don't know why they are afraid of Sambisa. They sit in their offices and they say they are fighting Boko Haram most of the time with military intelligence. But look at what happened within the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They moved, and then they were able to rescue more than 400 kidnapped people. On and on like that. Actions speak louder than voice. Right. That is exactly what is expected by most of the other. We thank God that yes, we still have 3, 4, 5 of the other, like the younger ones among the ministers. also, either in the computer technology and so on like that. They are trying with that. But you see, when you put the totality of all these things into cognizance, what matters most is food in the stomach. Food in the stomach.
All right.
And that is what politics is all about. The welfare of the people.
Right.
But with subsidy gone, and people cannot eat, there is nothing you can do. Don't forget the 8-point hope agenda.
Yeah.
Food security, poverty eradication, growth, access to capital, inclusion, rule of law, fighting corruption. Of all these 8, we can only point to 2 or 2.5 that they are really trying.
That doesn't look good.
You see now.
All right, let me get your landing thoughts, Atiku Abubakar, with regards to the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. What are your thoughts in that regard? We see the minister come out to say that they are shifting let me use one of my guests who said they were supposed to go this way, but then they decided to go this way because they did not check before going through, and then they came out to start talking about submarine cables, like they didn't check all of that before they started. But in that regard, in the next 1 minute, if you can help us, so we can round up, what are your thoughts with regards to that project, Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, with all of the controversies that surrounds it?
No, I don't have any comments.
No comments. Atiku Abubakar.
Yes.
No comment is a comment. Let's get your landing thoughts.
No. I want to give kudos to them.
Okay.
As far as that is concerned, in fact, other areas are jealous of that because it has been long expected.
Okay.
And you will see the profit that will come out of that. As far as that area is concerned, don't forget that area is where we are getting our oil and so on like that. And then it as an amnesty to Lagos, that road, yes, the economy will improve.
Thank you so much, Fadoju Nelson, veteran journalist. It's been a wonderful time having this talk with you.
Thank you very much.
Atiku Abubakar, public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for having this, sharing your time with us.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, that's where we end this live broadcast on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 365 days in office. How far, so far? All right, so we'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll take the news or the stories that we are tracking at this hour. Then later on, you'll find, or you will see, the next face you'll be seeing is Francis Adeniyi, who will bring you the Polity. My name is Annabelle Oji. Good afternoon.